Are you ready for some football? Hey man, it's not Hank Williams Jr., it's T-Shawn. We're doing football card theater tonight. Now, I don't have a ton of football cards. I grew up in Houston, so I was like an Oiler kid, the whole Love You Blue thing. There's All-Pro Robert Brazil. He was great. Greg Bingham, he was my favorite. He led the team in tackles all the time. The greatest football player ever in Houston was Earl Campbell. Sorry, J.J. Watt. You ain't Earl Campbell, baby. He was the best. Look at that hairdo. And on the back, Earl is affiliated with a chewing tobacco firm. Yeah, damn right. He's a Skoll, brother. I remember those commercials. There's Hall of Famer Elvin Bethea. Big gap tooth. Yeah, he was Strahan before Strahan. They wouldn't let him host Good Morning America, though. David Hartman and him hated each other. Here's the 3 haircuts of Zeke Moore. That last year, it's kind of got a tilt to the left. I like it. Here's some quarterbacks. Warren Moon, Dan Pastorini, and then, of course, Lynn Dickey. That guy was good. He just never got a shot in Houston. Old bum wouldn't let him have it. Here's some cards from 70. Glenn Ray Hines in the offseason. He sold insurance, it looks like. There's Bobby Maples. My buddy Nick told me in Texas, in Mount Vernon, there's a big sign that says, home of NFL player Bobby Maples. So that's cool. There's George Webster. He was great. I couldn't find my Mike Renfro card, but I do have a Ken Burrows 0-0. Loved him. Another 0-0. I love Jim Otto. He was an all-pro center. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. I know he had a McDonald's up in Northern California. I went to it once. It had Raiders memorabilia and Jim Otto memorabilia. It was pretty groovy. Check out punter Ray Guy. Dude, he's in the Hall of Fame. Dude, he was a badass. There's not a lot of punters who are badasses, but he was.
The autumn wind is a pirate.
Daryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber.
Blustering in from sea.
Fred
With a
Bolitnikov.
rollicking song, he sweeps along.
Here's Dave Casper, the Ghost. That was his nickname. And I always thought it was because he was like really pasty and white. And then I finally figured out recently, Casper the Friendly Ghost, like that cartoon. Remember that cartoon of the ghost of, I guess, like a 5-year-old kid who passed away? But he was really friendly. So, and there were some mean ghosts, and they always tried to ruin things for this poor kid. But, yeah, I mean, I don't get it. He's already dead. Why are you picking on him? Here's Jack Tatum. When I was in school, I read the literary classic by Jack, They Call Me Assassin. Check out the hairdo. He's got the dent there, probably from Ding and John Fuqua during the Immaculate Reception. Franco grabbed it and ran it in. Amazing. Here's Pittsburgh Steeler Jack Ham. This photo was taken right after he got a manicure. Ooh, and he got the French tips. Those are subtle but sexy. The Dolphins were great when I was a kid. I remember they played in the Super Bowl in Houston versus the Vikings, and my dad took us up to the airport and we saw the Dolphins, and my brother held me up, and I looked in the bus and I could see Howard Twilley. Ooh, what an ugly guy. There's Jake Scott. And this is where I noticed, hey, wait a minute. There's no logo on this helmet. Topps doesn't have logo money for NFL. Dude, you know what they got? Painted on helmets. No, look, Jeff West, nothing on him. The action shot. All-pro tight end Billy Joe DuPree ain't got no star on his helmet. Yeah, he kind of had a tragic life after football. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And I heard Billy Joe DuPree jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. We're going to end on some fun names. Dick Post and Speedy Duncan. Those are good names. I like these cards. I think they're from 71. I like the little avatars of the players. Here's Haskell Standback. That's kind of an unusual name. And you look on the back. Haskell's name was spelled incorrectly on his wedding cake. You know what the real bummer was? His mom made the wedding cake. So that's kind of sad. Here's Spike Jones, not the director or the English comedian, but the punter. Sweet on punters. Look at him. He's got a really cool avatar. Here's Dick Shiner. Come on. He's in the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. That's how cool he is. I do love he's wearing a Browns uniform, but it's a Steelers card. This next guy went by his initials, but his real name is Orenthal. That's kind of a weird name. And after he finished playing football, I don't know if you heard, he did commercials for Hertz Rent-A-Car, and he would run through the airport. They were really funny. Yeah, he did some other stuff too. And our last card, Fair Hooker. Boy, wouldn't I love to meet a fair hooker. They're always running some game, the Murphy game, or suddenly when they see it, they want to charge by the inch, which is fine for you little dick guys, but I'm paying like 8.5 times more than everybody. Okay, that's this episode of Football Card Theater. It was a great one. It's the very first one. I am T. Sean. Peace.